What's poppin'? I'm back. Make sure you guys press the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the like button and subscribe to that bell. Comment done in the comment section once you do those things. All right, we back, man. You guys know the price, because I'm just going to jump right into it. The price is 4 cents. We know that. Let me click this thing on, and I hope it's the right one, because I got to delete some of these tabs. Oh, it was the wrong one. Wow. Hold on, bro. Hold on. How is it the wrong one? Is it this one? Okay, here we go. So, shout out to the guy who just, matter of fact, I'm going to say his name. Who just said that? I don't know. There was a dude who I got a message on YouTube saying, can you do a video? The price is 4 cents. Because for me, that's an attempt. Never mind. I'm not going to say what I think it is, because then the person could just use it against me and say that it's not, and just say that it's something else, and then try to hit you with names. I've dealt with these type of tactics over and over and over, and I just realized that the majority of the people you see out in the wild are robots, and I don't mean that figuratively, or NPCs. And I'm talking about a very high percentage. They can't think for themselves. They can only operate based on the programming they are giving. So there's programming, there's a program, and there's a programmer. So for myself, when I see things that way, it makes more sense. When I ask myself, why do people do the things that they do? Why do they say the things that they say? And I operate from that angle. So I told you guys I was going to make videos based on the liquid drip that's in people's wallets, because that was a big factor for the price. Basically, this is what I think happened. Everybody has their theories. Some people are vocal about them. This is what I think happened. I think people were waiting for DDD, anticipating a big price pump. When that didn't happen, a lot of people just started selling because they figured that they might as well get something while they think the ship is sinking. So, if drip go to $1, I'm gonna sell. Now let's be clear, y'all. It's all about how you think about things that will determine how you feel, or how you interpret what's going on. If you think about it from this perspective, that people were going to sell no matter what, the catalyst that people were waiting on was drip, drop, draw. People were going to sell if the price went up. The price didn't go up. The price went down, so people are selling to get as much out as they can before it hits a point to where it's not even worth it. And whatever that point is, we're going to find out when people stop selling, because eventually you're not going to sell 5,000 drip just to make $50, even though some people will. But that's going to be a lot of drip leaving people's wallets. How did we accumulate so much drip over time? People are waiting for things to come out, and basically waiting to see if we're going to experience price appreciation. Because a lot of people, and I know this personally, and I know I'm not the only one feeling this, a lot of people are thinking the drip is valuable, I don't want to sell at a low price. But that thinking process changes over time. A low price to some people were $1. Then it became 75 cents. Then it became 50 cents. Then it became 25 cents. Then it became 15 cents. Then it became 10 cents. It changes over time. If you feel like you have to sell to get something out. I've been in drip clones. This is not a secret. The videos are still on my channel. But I created this channel for drip. That was the motivation on creating a crypto channel. If you guys don't know, or a personal branded crypto channel, I can say, because I can create, or anybody can create. Let me make sure that's not popping up on the screen real quick. Anybody can create what's called a faceless automated channel. That's what I specialize in. I started out doing YouTube myself, and then I started building teams, and then now the majority of my channels are just topics about certain things that people are passionate about, and I don't make any of the videos, and I don't talk on the videos. There's a lot of channels out there. Just look up YouTube automation on YouTube, and you'll find out all about it. So I'm no stranger to you know YouTube and building channels, but I built this one, Icy Money, specifically for Drip. And what ended up happening is a lot of projects came out in between. This was a journey I decided to document in pursuit of, you know, figuring things out as I go when it comes to decentralized finance, and just really carving out my own way into finance in general, because I see things in traditional finance aren't working, and I see things in decentralized finance being more cutting edge. Things are making more sense. There's children that are going to grow up into this, just like how we grew up. Some of us grew up in, you know, the internet. Even though the internet didn't come out for me fully, I didn't experience it until I was already an adult. But I had experiences with, like, you know, plugging up the Sega Dreamcast into the wall. There were some games. There was like one game came out that was like, you know, you need an internet connection, but people still had dial-up back then, so it wasn't strong, so it wasn't that good. But people are going to grow up in this crypto generation, and that's all they're going to know. And, you know, for me, you know, one day if I decide to have children, they're going to be raised up, you know, around crypto. What do I look like trying to teach them about? Never mind, I ain't gonna get into that because that's gonna start a point of contention for someone in the comment section. But I just prefer more cutting edge technology when it comes to finance. So I already spoke about why I think the price is going down, because that's the guy who sent me a message. Was that was his point of concern, and to go over it again, I think people were going to sell no matter what. I think if the price would have went up, people would have waited longer to sell. Ironically enough, because based on momentum, if every drip that you have is worth $1, and then the next day is worth $1.20, you're going to get significantly more whenever you decide to cash out. The point we're at right now, I need to turn this off. Matter of fact, let me turn this off, y'all. The point we're at right now is people, and this is the reason why I brought up other drip clones. The life cycles are based upon the community. Since all these other clones came out, since the communities weren't that strong, because a lot of people who were in those other ones were in drip as well. So drip always had the strongest one, because nothing has been more bullish as far as these type of projects. There just hasn't. If there was something more bullish that was working, more people would have jumped in it, for people who take those type of chances. But they normally end the same way. And how do they end, and when do they end? They end when people just walk away and stop investing. But the major difference, what could really make drip pop, is marketing. And that's something that we didn't have before. And shout out to Ray, because he mentioned this as well. A marketing budget, and then the marketing will have to work. So the angle, whatever angle we take for marketing, it will have to be something that brings attention to drip, and even just a little bit of bullishness, you know, could have a positive effect on the price. But this is what I personally think will happen. Remember the chart I just brought up about a few minutes ago. I think with marketing and the influx of fresh capital coming in, that's just going to be extra liquidity for people who want to sell, based on having the people who have drip in their wallet. And honestly, that's not a bad thing, because once we get that down, and that can happen relatively fast, it can happen in a month. We didn't got like 8 million down since we've been out for 2 weeks or so. So we can get this 16, almost 15 million. We can get that down to 7 million in a week or two. with the right marketing and the right participation in drip, drop, draw. Because when you participate in via drip, drop, draw, it's going to lock up the capital. So nobody's going to be jumping in and out like how they did with drip before pre-drip, drop, draw, because with that allowed people to accumulate drip in their wallet. Of course, you can buy it and just hold it in your wallet, but from a marketing perspective, we will be marketing drip, drop, draw specifically. We wouldn't be marketing drip as a whole and just buy the token on PancakeSwap or on a native deck. We want to market this because once people know about this and how it operates and the potential of winning large amounts of drip, but via participation, you're going to lock up capital. So we have that coming in consistently. These guys can sell out. We got more coming in. These other guys can sell out. And eventually we will reach a point where we can coast because it's not going to be enough liquid drip to affect the price. You know what I'm saying? Or people might see enough value to not want to sell, like how it was before. We just went from 24 million to 16 million. What caused it to go down? That I just spoke about it. That's how you know right there. Let's just say drip, drop, draw ain't coming out to next week. We would have probably had 28 million. So we know drip, drop, draw was the thing that caused people to say, you know what? It's time to sell now because the price is going down and I want to get something out. Y'all can't tell me I'm lying. The proof is right there. As long as drip, drop, draw were facing delays because of improvements, the liquid drip in people's wallets kept accumulating. As soon as it came out, people started playing. That didn't, in turn, decreased. Once the price dropped, people start selling even more. And you know it's based on liquid drip because in people's wallets, because in order to sell anything else, they would have somebody else would have to buy and then put it in their wallet. Because you're only going to sell 1% based on what you call it anyway. In which, you know, people could still sell their faucet, their daily faucet. That can still happen. And I'm not saying that's not happening, but I'm monitoring the liquid drip because I see that as something held over our head that can just at any point, you know, cause a swing in the price. So as far as what I think we should do is kick in the marketing, number one. And more specifically for drip, drop, draw. Now we're going to have capital coming in, but we also have capital coming out, which brings me to my next point. So some of the leaders, more so I'll say Ray spoke about or speaks about other projects, but the main focus was going to be DDD and seeing how it operates. So we were going to give it months, you know, of time. However, seeing these results, these are things we can measure. We see that we need help like right now. So my thing is, here's my second point. With marketing and whatever the second or third thing that comes out, because drip is not dead. We still got projects. This is what I think we need bad. We need something we use drip for in order to pay a yield in another token that people see more valuable. So if we have a project that you need drip in order to get either BNB or BUSD and it's attractive, then people will in turn start buying drip and using it for that. And then people who already have liquid drip in their wallets would just use it for that. Now, someone might ask, well, where's the liquidity going to come from? I'm not a dev. I'm just posting an idea on two things I think we need. With marketing, which we can market the new thing and DDD, or we can start marketing DDD at least to test to see how it works. And then we come out with the new thing. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the thing that's going to be drip BUSD and paying out a different yield or something totally different. But I think we will need drip in order to get the next thing that pays out an attractive yield. And I'm just throwing out an example. This is not going to be a direct correlation, but remember, DBZen was paying out those yields on Ethereum, and it was easier to do that because Ethereum had a more hefty tax system, which the fees is how people got paid out for people who like asking that question. It'll be harder to do that exact same thing with BNB because the fees aren't a lot, or it would take a lot more participation. You know what I'm saying? Or it's gonna take something. It's gonna take something else. Like, so my goal is to not give up, which I'm not, because this is the reason why I mentioned those other drip clones, is because with every drip clone I rode it until it was over. It's over when you start hitting under 1 cent. When you start hitting under 1 cent, that's when, when it's to the point where people can't make nothing at all. Like you're selling 1,000, like here's 1,000, here's 1,200 drip, right? Let's just see how much that's worth. $52. It's 1,200 drip. If selling this right now gonna give me $52, this might give me something to eat. This will give me something to eat, or a full tank. But if enough people try to get a full tank of gas, that's going to get them a 1 cent drip within the next day or two. So because I care about the project and I see the potential, I'm not selling. Now, of course, somebody's going to hit the dislike button. Of course, somebody's going to say I'm stupid, I don't understand crypto, and you got to take out blah, 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 blah. But those same people would have said that to the leaders in the space a year and a half ago. And the leaders in the space wouldn't be where they are as far as the ecosystem, not everything else, because I'm not caught nobody's pockets. I don't know what people doing. But as far as what we know about them in the ecosystem, people said the same thing about them and they didn't give up. So anybody could say anything because everybody wants to be an expert. Everybody wants to be armchair crypto experts. Everybody wants to be serious. And I don't blame them for some of that. But at the end of the day, you're only going to know so much when it comes to DeFi. And even if you do, you're only going to be able to apply so much because the level of risk, the level of volatility, the level of uncertainty, and a lot of other things. It don't matter what you know. You can have 5 PhDs in this stuff and be doing just as good as somebody off the street. So don't let people discourage you with words based on them trying to sound like an expert on what you should or should not do. It's your own journey. Just like those guys who popped off before, I'm pretty sure there were people telling them what to do and what not to do. And then they popped off. Not saying that's going to automatically make you pop off. What I'm saying is do what makes sense for you and have a strategy. Because a lot of this stuff does come with experience over time. What I'm choosing to do, I think we're having some big, not big, but we're doing a collective, insert into the project on Monday around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe. So around that time, I'm going to accumulate this. This might be like 1,500 drip. I'm going to claim that, eat the fee for that. It might be 1,100 by the time they get done with me. But I'm going to send that to whoever I need. I'm going to send that to whoever I need to send that to, and then add a little bit of fresh capital with it, because I think that's just the right thing to do. Because I view things as, if I do the right thing and to what I think the right thing is, and I can prove it based on what I can measure. If I do the right thing, being one person, and then we have several other people doing the right thing, then that could have a great effect. And let's be clear, based on the last time that I seen the statistics on participation with Drip Drop Draw, it was only like 300 people. Shoot, at least 1/4 of those people are on YouTube. So out of 160,000 wallets, or 30 to 50,000 actual people, if people want to estimate that, only 300 participated, and we've been waiting this long? Like, who do you blame at this point? What do you say about that at this point? Like, people are doing what they can. You know what I'm saying? And then we can't put all the pressure on certain community leaders and or developers, because you're getting what you're asked for. This is a strong DeFi project, meaning there's not a lot of ways you can affect this with centralization. Because even if one or entity bought a lot, you know, how much could they really buy and then sell to affect the price? You would have to have some deep pockets to do something like that. And if you did that at this price, depending on how you do it, that's going to cause some bullishness for the ecosystem, and then people might jump in after that. But it's built to be a community project. It's not like a hidden, wallet, origin wallet account or something like where somebody owned, some crazy 45% of the, like that's not happening that I know of. So in closing, this is a community project. We know that, but some people just want to blame someone, because remember I talk about robotics. Don't ignore cartoons like the Jetsons showing you something made out of metal. You don't need that. That actually costs way more money than to just put a flesh and blood entity in front of a rectangle and insert whatever program you want. That's how you get a robot, and then have those entities reproduce. I mean, come on. So again, in conclusion, marketing new project that gives some type of attractive yield. It can't just be we got something else and it's dope, but people not making any yield enough to want to buy drip. Because like Ray says in his recent videos, from the martial art perspective, this is indeed a jab. If you add something else with this, we got something that's gonna lock up drip, and you can win a lot of drip. The reason why you want to win a lot of drip is because we have this other thing, which could be the hook or some other punch. We got this other thing that you need a lot of drip for. Or you don't need a lot of drip, but the more drip you have, the better X yield. Like imagine if what is it called? That DBZen project had another thing like this, where you could potentially, let's just say the Ethereum side, you could potentially win a bunch of Ethereum. Or you put one Ethereum in and you win like 4 Ethereum or something. Who know? Or it's just a pot. Freak it. You put 0.5. You put 0.5 Ethereum in, and then everybody else is putting theirs in, and then at the end of the pot it's like 50 Ethereum. That'd be crazy. And then you distribute that amongst a certain people. So, with that being said, hold on, y'all. I might have to edit part of this video. I hope I don't. If they had something that would give them, so then you would get a bunch of Ethereum, right? But you would be participating in that other project to get a bunch of Ethereum, and then you take that and then you put it in the other project that's gonna get you some yield. You know what I'm saying? Now, and it's now that I think about it, it's kind of, there's some similarities in there, except we're dealing with tickets and not just a straight up, putting stuff in the pot. You know what I'm saying? So, but imagine if you have both, something that's gonna get you like a crazy yield. You know what I'm saying? And then you got something else that you can get a lot of that token to put it in that other thing that's getting you a crazy yield. I don't know. That is probably a dumb idea, but I'm just trying to throw some stuff out there based on off the top of my head and some things that I've seen in other projects, and how this could potentially benefit us. All right. So with that being said, make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the like button and subscribe to that bell. I got my nephews and stuff doing this stuff in the background whenever I record. It's real annoying. So I'm going to get follow me on Twitter, bottom left. Let me figure this out. And I'll probably be back with another video tomorrow. See you guys soon.